Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Cutting Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C and Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get.
We're talking about dealing with customer service complaints with Arthur Garino. Now, Arthur, whether we deserve them or not, every business owner that I've ever met is going to have to deal with complaints. All of us are going to have to deal with complaints at some point.
Absolutely.
No matter how good your management is, your systems are. So today we are here with the customer service legend, yourself, to really ask you as a restaurant. You own 2 Chick-fil-A restaurants.
Correct.
We're going to ask you, kind of how you deal with this customer complaint issue, because I think a lot of people look up to Chick-fil-A and say, well, gosh, Chick-fil-A does the right thing. They really do a great job with their customers. So I think who better to learn from than you? So first off, with everyone dealing with complaints, Arthur, have you ever actually dealt with a complaint, or is that just me?
Oh yeah, I've dealt with complaints all the time.
Now, not to get you in trouble here, but in your mind, what's the most unwarranted complaint you ever heard of? The one where they said, I have a complaint about this, and you almost laughed because it was so crazy.
Okay, so I actually did laugh when I heard this one.
Okay.
So
at the customer?
No, I was in the back laughing.
Okay.
Really hard.
I want to hear it. Okay.
So a customer comes up to my front counter, and she walks up to the front counter and slams her hand down and says, I want to speak to a manager.
Okay.
So my manager goes up front and says, ma'am, how can I help you? And she said, I need to make a complaint. She said, I was sitting right over there enjoying my food, and somebody came by and they farted. I'm not making this up, okay? And he said, excuse me? And she said, no, somebody came by, and we were fully expecting her to say it was one of our employees or something. And she said, well, the person who did it's right over there, and it was another customer. And she was very upset about this. And so so we went over, my manager, I was in the back laughing, and my manager was handling it very professionally. And he walked over and said to the other gentleman, is this accurate? Is that what you did? And he said, no, man, I didn't do that. And he pulls out this machine that every time you squeeze it, it makes, gastrointestinal noises. And I laughed even harder because I have one of those machines.
Oh, nice.
And so my manager handled it with class. And he basically said to the gentleman, sir, we really don't kind of try to promote those kinds of things at Chick-fil-A, so if you don't mind taking your food to go. And so he did, and that was the end of that situation.
Now, are there any complaints you've ever had that were your fault?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you give me an example of maybe a complaint 10 years back that was your fault?
10 years, way back.
Way
okay.
back. Nothing this week. So.
Last week, no. There's been times when a customer may come up and they're just, maybe we feel like they're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I would let my pride get in the way, and I would stand there and argue with them about what it may be. And it never ends well. I walk away going, yeah, I was right.
Yes!
But
shut them down!
That's right. But then I lost a customer. And you know what? As a business owner, that doesn't serve anybody.
Okay. Now in the book, The Service Profit Chain, it's written by some Harvard professors. Mm-hmm. They break customers into 5 categories, okay? You have the apostle, the loyalist, the mercenary, the hostage, and the terrorist. So I'm going to put these up on the board here because I think that even though, at Chick-fil-A you might call them something different, we all kind of deal with these people. So
sure.
The first one here is the apostle. And the second we're going to deal with here is the loyalist. And the third is the mercenary. And then you have the hostage. And then you have the terrorist. And so we're going to get into these real quick here. So the apostle is that viral customer who just can't get enough of your brand, and they want to tell everyone they know in a very viral way how much they love Chick-fil-A, how much they love the business. Then the loyalist is that person that absolutely is loyal to the brand, but because of the way they're genetically made up, they won't actually promote the brand.
Yes.
They won't tell people. Like, they love a movie, they say, did you like the movie? It's pretty good. They don't have the mental capacity to, or the psychological makeup or whatever to say, you need to see that movie, okay? Then you have the mercenary. This person is loyal to price and price alone. They are loyal to price. And they basically focus on, if there's a sale over here, I'm going there. I'll go to Chick-fil-A today because I have a coupon.
Yep. I'll
go to Chick-fil-A tomorrow, I have a coupon. I'll go to Wendy's the next day because I got a coupon over there. And then you have the hostage. And this is somebody who really feels like you're the only Chick-fil-A in town and they like your chicken, but they don't like you. And so they're coming here, but they feel like you're not doing a good job. And then so basically the hostage has no other options. They feel like they have to come to you because you're the only chicken provider in town. And then the final one is the terrorist. And this is somebody who really, on a daily basis, these people are upset with their spouse. They're upset with the economy. They're upset with the weather. They're upset with every business out there, and they just want to come to your business to wreak havoc on you. So I'm going to start off here with dealing with the terrorist complaints. When you have somebody here in this bottom, it's usually about 5%, okay? It's about 5 out of 100 customers. It might even be less. It might even be 1 to 5%. This is the person who is constantly angry. You know, they are just angry all the time, this person. How do you at Chick-fil-A deal with the terrorist?
Well, actually, we kind of deal with all of them pretty close to the same way.
Okay.
We have a model that we call the last model.
Last model.
The last model, okay? What we do is we listen.
Okay.
So, we let them go on because a lot of times they just want to be heard. We apologize, no matter what it is. Whether we were wrong, whether, we had one lady that came up one time was very upset because the last time she got a fish sandwich at Chick-fil-A, it was a lot better than this time.
So listen, apologize.
Right.
Okay.
Then we solve the problem.
Yep.
And then we thank them.
Now, is this taught from Chick-fil-A corporate?
Yes.
Okay. It's called LAST.
Right.
Just going to ask you, would this work if I own a muffler shop? If I own a bakery?
Absolutely.
What about in the airline industry?
It would work for any industry.
So let's just kind of role play through that real quick, okay?
Sure.
So let's say that I am a super negative person.
Okay.
Hey, your sandwich tastes terrible. I want to talk to the manager.
Okay. And I would say, I'm the manager. What can I do for you?
Pretty upset. The sandwich tastes terrible.
I'm so sorry. Can I get you a new one?
I don't want a new one. I'm just very upset. I think you guys should know you're going to lose my business.
Well, we'd really like to keep it. Is there anything we can do to keep it?
Well, if I can get a couple sandwiches.
How about I give you a new sandwich right now and a coupon for your next visit?
Okay.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Okay. And so the mechanics are listen.
Listen, apologize, solve, and thank. Now,
Why do you think?
we thank them for doing business with us.
You thank somebody who just complained to you.
Absolutely. A lot of times when customers are complaining, there's inherently something that we can fix.
Yeah.
Whether and I hate to say it, but if there happens to be a foreign object in a sandwich, or if their sandwich was cold. Let's say their sandwich was cold. Maybe I didn't know that my chute system wasn't working right. So they come back and we listen, apologize, solve, and thank. Well, you know what? They just did me a favor. Now I can go and fix what's going on.
How do you find the strength within you not to rip their head off and show it to them when they come to you just anger based upon something totally unmerited?
If you have the heart of serving somebody,
Yeah.
it's not hard at all, because you know that they're not angry at me, at Arthur Greeno. They're mad because they didn't get served. They felt that they didn't get served right.
Have you dealt with a customer that was insane? I know you mentioned the person who was upset about the other random things. Have you dealt with someone who you just thought was insane, who comes in there just yelling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have.
And
we've had to escort them out before. You know, there's times that you have to do that.
you see 1,800 customers roughly a week over there?
A day.
A day. And so it's just amazing to me. 1,800 a day. So 10,000 a week roughly. How many crazies do you have a week? Certifiably just nuts, angry people.
We really don't have as many. I mean, ones that come to us with a problem,
Yeah.
it's not very often.
The reason why I'm asking this is because a lot of business owners think that most customers are crazy.
They do.
And really, it's most business owners that are crazy, right?
That's absolutely right. And
Okay.
if you're looking at it from the standpoint of when a customer comes up with a complaint that there's an opportunity to make your business better,
Yeah.
then you should, welcome what they're bringing to you.
Now, when I'm dealing with apostle customers, okay, back to our diagram here, that's that customer who is extremely positive about your brand.
Absolutely.
They are promoters. There's a lot of people out there calling them net promoters. They're people that at the end of the day, they promote your company. How do you deal with an apostle who you see come in almost every day, that
Right.
daily customer? How do you deal with them when they complain?
Well, for one, most of the apostle customers, if they're that much of an apostle, they're going to be a lot more forgiving.
Okay.
Because they love your brand.
Okay.
And so what they're going to do is they're going to come in and say, "This is what happened. I love your brand. I just want to make sure you knew about it." And again, we would listen and we would apologize and we'd solve and thank. Now, one of the things that's extremely important in that is make sure that your people have the tools to fix the problem. So for example, if you're trying to solve the problem and they haven't given you, your leadership has not given you the tools, then you're in trouble.
So when you say solve the problem, they've given you the tools. You're talking about giving them the latitude to give maybe a $10 refund or a $50 refund or
Whatever it may be. Let me give you some examples. So at our store, we have a lot of drive-through.
Yeah.
So they'll come through the drive-through, and if we mess up the order or perceived, they will call us, and they will call us upset. They're, in a way, the terrorist. So
Yeah.
they will call and say, and you can tell as soon as you answer the phone, well, I need to tell you what happened. Let me speak to the manager. And you're kind of going, okay, I'm the manager, how can I help you? And they will let you know, I just came through your drive-through and, either the fries were cold or you forgot something. And so the very first thing that we do at our restaurant is we offer, can I bring you your food out? And it just stops them cold.
Yeah.
They're just like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it was our mistake. I'm so sorry. That shouldn't have happened. Let me bring it out and fix it. So I'm offering to solve the problem.
Okay.
Now, most of the time they're like, no. You don't need to do that. Just by me offering to solve the problem that way, they are totally fine. And now they're my friend.
Now you're helping somebody because you're saying that really no matter what the situation is, listen, apologize, solve, and thank.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, how do you feel when you upset a loyal customer like that?
Oh, it eats me up. Even to this day, if I upset a loyal customer and I can't win them back and they walk stomping out the door, I will, later that day, I'll just be like, oh, I can't believe I lost a customer. Now, I don't spend too much time dwelling on it, but it is frustrating because my goal is to serve everybody.
Now, how do you personally attempt to make it right when you upset an apostle? You see someone come in every day for years.
Yeah.
And they're upset. And you know it. The bathroom wasn't clean, the food wasn't right. I mean, there's something. Do you do anything extra you do personally to kind of pile on?
Yeah, we've been known to do extra stuff. If they're an apostle and we have their information, for whatever reason, we've been known to show up with a party tray at their house or send them a plush cow in the mail and say, hey, I'm really sorry about that. Please give us another chance. Or give them a free sandwich in the mail.
But even you make mistakes sometimes. I mean, that's what happens.
Absolutely. And there's sometimes you're going to lose people, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you need to be okay with that. Well, maybe not okay with it, but you need to understand that could happen.
Now, your schedule is slammed. Okay, it's busy all the time.
Yep.
How do you find time, or when do you find time to train your team on the last system?
Well, that's actually we actually have a book that we created for our team, and it's actually part of the initial training process.
Okay.
And so when we train them at the very beginning, this is something we go over. Now, that is our 2-week follow-up book. So what we end up doing is, after they've worked for us for 2 weeks and they're used to all the bells and the whistles and
Yeah.
you know, all the other employees, we'll sit down with them and say, okay, I'm going to go over some things with you again because it's that important, and then we will go over the last model with them.
So the first 2 weeks, you're really knocking this stuff out.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now, do you? A lot of business owners I talk to say, I don't have time to train my staff and I deal with stuff like this because I'm so busy. What do you say to that guy?
You don't have time not to.
Okay.
I mean, it's so important for your team, and this is the person that's on the front of your line. This is your, you're saying this is my best of my best, and they're going to serve you. And then if they're not doing it, what do they think's going on in the back of the house where they can't see anything?
So what do you? I'm just going to go through the mechanics of this because this is huge. When you listen to the customer, what do you say to them right there, Arthur? When you're listening?
You mean when I'm training people?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're right in the action right now and somebody's complaining, what do you say when they say, I'm not happy with my sandwich? What
Sure.
do you say right there?
I would basically say, you know, can you tell me what's wrong?
Okay.
You know, now, honestly, it's not about, I don't care about the details on it, other than the fact that I want them to tell me what's going on. You know, what are we upset about? I'm upset because the employee didn't take care of my needs, you know, well, or is it actually that this had no coater on the sandwich? What is going on?
Then when you go to apologize, how do you need to say that?
We just apologize. I mean, it's very simple. I am so sorry. Now, it's
You don't blame someone else? You don't blame someone else?
no. You
don't
absolutely never blame. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. My kitchen stinks tonight. You would never say that because
A lot of people say that though. A lot of companies say that.
They do. So, and when I'm, it drives me nuts when I hear that. So you apologize. You just will take responsibility for it. I'm so sorry that happened, because the end result is, it shouldn't have happened. Whatever it is, whether it's the food wasn't right in the back or the service wasn't right, it shouldn't have happened. You didn't come here expecting to get bad service. So I am so sorry that happened.
Okay.
Then it's can I get you a new sandwich, or what can I do to make this right, or and then you start trying to solve whatever the problem looks like.
Now, when you get into the next part is solve. Mm-hmm. Solve just means what? Give them a remedy to that problem?
Right, and sometimes the solving is they just want somebody to go, yeah, you're right, we screwed up.
And then the final thing is thank. Again, you're just thanking them for bringing it up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your for being a customer of ours. Thank you for letting me solve the problem for you, whatever it may be.
How do you decide whether it's time to sound the alarm or to write that off? Like example, if somebody comes in to my businesses, and everyone does it a little differently. We have got a guy, one of the companies I work with is a men's grooming lounge. We had a lady who came in and wanted a haircut. True story. Irate that we won't give her a haircut at a men's only. The owner is like, hey, it's a men's only grooming lounge. That's what it's actually called, men's grooming lounge. And you are not a man, you are a woman, so thus we will not serve you, And she's, well, that's ridiculous. I deserve, in his case, he was like, well, I'm sorry, maybe you should go somewhere else. That was his deal. How do you decide when it's that 1% or more that is legitimately crazy and you need to just write, because an employee, the frontline employee is getting beat up.
Right.
The person at the register is getting the riot act yelled, they're getting yelled at by this person who's like, give me a haircut. I'm a woman and I want a man's haircut.
Right.
How do you know when to write it off and say, hey, you know what, there, buddy, that's a, if I was working for you, when do you come up and say, Clay, that was a crazy customer, don't worry about it? Or when do you say, man, we need to sound the alarm, we need to tighten up our systems a little bit here?
Well, first of all, we're always going to have leadership not that far away. So they're listening for those things. The leadership, part of their role is to protect our people.
Yeah.
Okay, and so hopefully, if it gets to that point, our leaders are stepping in anyway.
Yeah.
But then, sometimes those things do happen, and we need to just kind of say, you know what, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. To my employees, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. That shouldn't have happened. That person was clearly out of line. And if my managers, and they have had to do this at certain times, is step in and say, you know what, I'm sorry, we can't help you. And there's nothing we can do to help you. I'm so sorry. And you know what, that's, as much as we don't want that, sometimes that has to be. Now,
in terms of sounding the alarm, if you've got, because how many complaints should you have on a daily basis? Total, what's normal? Like one a day? One a week? One every month?
Well, it depends. Are they the customers that actually say anything? Or are they the customers that...
The ones that you hear about.
How many do we get?
How many should you hear? I mean, what's the target I should be shooting for? If I don't know,
Zero. My target is 0.
Is it realistic to get 0 for a month?
If you're good. If you're that good,
Does anybody has 0?
No.
No. I mean, does anybody have like 1 a day? What's like?
We will generally get, again, with all the customers we have, I will generally get, well,
like 1,800 a day. Customers come in.
Yeah. The difficulty is that, like, if it happens at night and they call the store and they fix it, I would never know about it.
Yeah.
And so we probably have 1 a day.
1 a day. One for 1,800.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 for 100 would be 1%. So we're talking about it's an obscenely low number.
Right. Now again, those are the people that actually call and complain. There's other customers that if they get bad service or they get a bad product, they're just going to never come back.
Well, that's okay. So you're the goal though is to have 0, but I'm just saying so how do you know when to sound the alarm, Arthur? I mean, if you have somebody who comes in and is legitimately frustrated that your bathrooms are dirty or the food's not great or whatever, how do you know to go, whoa, 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 sound the alarm, someone needs to be retrained. Somebody didn't know how, or someone chose not to do this.
Well, anytime anyone complains, we're going to take a look at the situation.
Okay.
If it's an issue with service, then they're retrained. Now, maybe not from scratch, but it's like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what this looks like. And then for us, what we would do is then we put that leader back with them and let them work shoulder to shoulder with that leader, so we can kind of look for the touch points and say, okay, you know what? I saw you take that order. You're doing 99% of your job right, but here's an opportunity. One of the problems that we have, and this is where a lot of businesses get into trouble, our employees think that they're protectors of the brand and they're protectors of my profits. And so they will tell someone, no, you can't have a free sandwich. And I'm going, it's just a free sandwich. Take care of the order. And they're going, but they're screwing you. This is wrong. And so it's like, I appreciate that you care about me.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and take care of the customer's needs.
So kind of in summary here, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're a saint or not, you're still going to have complaints.
Absolutely. You absolutely will.
And when you do, you don't want to emotionally take them home, right?
That's correct. You cannot.
Okay, but what you want to do is you want to solve them immediately.
Yep.
And you want to use the last system.
Correct.
And the last system, just in review, is listen, apologize, solve, and thank, right?
Yep.
Is there any other books that you might recommend or anything that, if I want to read more about how to deal with complaints, is there anything that over your career has been there? Or because really, I mean, I've found that the simple solution sometimes is the best.
Yeah, and in this one, that one is extremely simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the system: is listen, apologize, solve, thank.
Yep.
And if you want more information, maybe watch this video 8 or 9 times, right?
That's right.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, drivers, we are talking about targeting and retargeting ads, how to create these bad boys with our main man, Dr. Joe from Missouri, and it's O'Fallon, Missouri, right?
It is.
Is that the birthplace of capitalism and tourism, or?
No, but it's strongly becoming that.
It is beat Bixby, Oklahoma, as the tourism capital of the middle of the areas north of Tulsa. It's very competitive. But anyway, we're going to be talking about these ads. So how do we do it? So we're going to talk about this whole concept of creating the targeting and retargeting ads. And the first thing we have to do is we have to start off with the demographic. We have to go ahead and determine who our demographic is. So because you're operating in Missouri, I'm operating in Tulsa, maybe John's operating in a coastal region.
It's more of a basement area, but
Sure. Every company has their own different demographic. So we need to start off by having the right demographic. So what that means is in your city, you might have, let's say, how many people live in your community?
About 80,000.
80,000? But then in the surrounding areas and around St. Louis, how many people live there?
Probably a couple 100,000.
So let's say here, so you have 80,000 people over here, and then in the whole surrounding community, let's say you've got another 300,000. So you might have 380,000 people total. And what we want to do with demographics is we want to get this number to be as small as we can possibly make it, so that you're only marketing to ideal and likely buyers. So you're only marketing to ideal and likely buyers. Again, so you're only marketing to ideal and likely buyers. You do not want to be marketing to everybody. unless you're selling something that everybody wants. So because you're an optometrist, we talked a little bit off camera and we've put this together for you. But John, can you show us where specifically on Facebook we would go in order to load in our demographic information?
Okay, sure. So if you go to just your regular Facebook, this is my news feed.
Okay.
A little inside of me here. But
wow.
on the left-hand side, there's an Adverts Manager, so you just click that. And if you've never done it before, it'll take you through the steps to set it up. It's very self-explanatory, and then you can just get started by clicking Create a Campaign.
Okay. And so you've already created a campaign. Can you show us a campaign that you're already executing right now so we can see how this works?
Oh, yeah. So we'll go to one of the businesses that we work with, the Elephant in the Room.
And it's a men's grooming lounge. They cut hair. They cut the hair of dudes. They do paraffin hand dips, hot towel treatment, straight razor shaves. This is a real campaign for a company that I'm really involved in. You can see how we really do it.
So first we can look at the demographics. So after you click the Create a New Campaign, it'll walk you through it. So you could literally set your demographics as specific or as broad as you want to.
Okay.
So you'll start with your location.
Yep.
So for us, we're doing the old tourist capital of the world, Bixby.
Oh, nice.
And then some of the surrounding areas, Tulsa, Broken Arrow, Jinx, and things like that. Since it is a men's grooming lounge, it wouldn't make any sense to target women. So we are targeting men only.
Why not?
Well, you know.
Okay, moving on.
So we're doing ages 18 through 65.
Yep.
Doing English speaking only. Maybe if you're speak multiple languages, it would be different. But
Working on one.
okay. And then you can set your daily budget, or you can even do a lifetime budget.
Oh, wow.
So if you just wanted to try it for the month, you can do, hey, I want to put X amount of money for the month.
Yeah.
And do it like that. I would recommend doing a daily budget because you can always make tweaks and setting it higher or lower.
And we recommend, our best practice, we recommend with every company that we work with, as a consultant we do this, in our own companies we do it, do a daily budget, and then every week look at the totality of the data, and then pivot weekly.
Nice.
Don't do a year, because you're going to have something unique to your city. Every campaign we've ever run for a company ever, there's always some unique thing. Where some cities, if you start advertising like freemium, where you give something away and your ad features, sign up to win something free, you have a ton of people in some cities who are like, well, I think I'll probably, do that. And they'll sign up, and then you call them the next day, and they're like, no, I was just trying to register for free stuff, and just, and you're kind of going, why would you talk like that, A, and then B, why would you be registering for free stuff if you have no intention of using it? There's, but they've had maybe 7 bottles of wine, and it's 4 in the morning, they just do it. Where for other markets, you advertise free stuff and it works great. So it just depends. Keep on going through here.
Okay. And so then you can pick the placement where you want it to be shown.
Yep.
So Facebook, you just upload one size, which is 1200 by 628, and they will actually automatically resize it for you. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
The one thing I would recommend is on placement, I would not do the desktop right-hand column.
Really?
Because if you read a book, it's called Retargeting Playbook. It talks about how that's 50 times less effective than just seeing it on your newsfeed.
So we just turn off that desktop right column.
Yep. So you just unclick. You just click it.
And the book Retargeting Playbook is the one you referenced. We'll put that up on the screen for all the thrivers. So.
Okay. And so then there you go. That's your demographic, and then you're ready to start creating your ad.
So now we have a campaign. Let's pretend now, because let's pretend for you, Dr. Joe, that we've already done this.
Right.
And so now we have an ad that we're actually running. And so that ad, let's go and look at the results, the kind of stuff you would look at every week.
Okay.
So we've been running this campaign, let's say for the last week, and there's a whole bunch of data, and I think sometimes there's data smog. You get so much information that nothing makes sense. But we want to break it down to the brass tacks of what you need to know. So go ahead and tell us how that works.
Okay. So this is just for the week, and you really just want to do this columns here, performance and clicks. So it's cool to know how many people saw your ads. It's cool to know how many people clicked on it, but it really comes down to how much business did you get from it.
Right.
So that number right here is what you are going to look at, 17 conversions. So what that means is 17 people saw the ad, they clicked on it, and then on the landing page there's a form, and they actually went through and filled out the form. So that's a lead, basically.
17 out of how many?
17 out of, it reached 6,642 people.
So 6,642 people saw the ad, and 17 actually converted. They filled out the form.
Nice.
Now, of that, how much did he spend total for the week?
So total, it looks like it was $69.
So he spent $69 for the week, and the limit was how much?
I think it was 70.
Okay, so he set a limit, got pretty close to the limit. That's 1 week's results. That's a real example. Now, when they click the ad, first off, let's look at the ad that people see. Can you show us what that ad looks like?
Yeah.
So let's go through these rules real quick here. Point number 2 is you want to make sure it's visually strong, and then it's a purple cow to grab their attention. This particular business model that I've worked to develop with our partners it is a modern, rustic, men's grooming lounge experience. It's for a guy who wants an experience and not just a haircut. It's high end, and so we have this kind of vintage, high quality imagery. And so it would not do the brand justice if we didn't have a good image.
Right.
But furthermore, the image has to be at least pique the curiosity of people. And a lot of times when people see that was an image we actually took. But when people see the old shears and they see the brush and they see the barnwood, they kind of go, "What's that?" And they click because it says click to redeem.
Right.
And John did a great job designing this. And you see there's actually text above it that says get your first free haircut and 2 free add-ons for only $1. Schedule an appointment today. And then it has the data. And you click it, and you click it. Now it takes you to what we call a landing page. It's a page that I land on if I click the ad. And on this ad, and we'll help you design those as well, it's visually very, very strong. It's compelling, it's simple, it's easy to understand, and now you can put your name, your phone number, and your email right in there to redeem that coupon. And if you look at the ad, it's really a masterful conversion page because it has a testimonial in the bottom left. It has all the benefits above it right there, the beverage, the consultation, the tailored cut, the shampoo. You get the feeling, well, I'm getting a lot of things. I'm getting condition, I'm getting hot towel, I'm getting a face moisturizer, the style. Then in the bottom right, you see all of the social proof as seen on. And then at the top right, you see fill out the form to get this coupon. And the whole thing works together really nicely so you get all the information that you need.
Yeah.
So if you're going to want to run an ad for your optometry clinic, you're going to want to look at this and sort of reverse engineer that kind of quality there. And so visually strong, it has to happen. The third is you got to have those landing pages, which we're looking at now. So again, one is you get your demographic loaded in, create a visually strong ad, then you have to get a solid landing page that people, when they land there, they don't go, this ad doesn't match this landing page, or this landing page doesn't match this ad. John, have you seen anything kind of weird that customers have tried to do or that you've discovered through trial and error that you wouldn't want to do as it relates to the landing page and or the ad?
Yeah, we get a lot of questions like, why couldn't I just put them on my website? So just link right to my website.
Right.
And we want to make it as easy as possible and as clear as possible what we want them to do. So that's why we put this clear, like what can you do on this page? You can't go and get lost throughout the page. All you can do is fill out the coupon. The other thing is it's an element of trust. So you want your offer that was on the original ad to be on the landing page, so they're like, okay, I am in the right spot.
Right.
So that way they don't just go, I don't know what I'm doing here, and then they're like, see ya, you know.
If we do an ad, it does not link to a landing page that matches the ad, your conversion almost won't ever happen.
Okay.
It has to match for the trust. Otherwise, you're like, I clicked here, now I'm here.
Right.
Also, if I'm on my mobile phone and I click the ad and now I'm finding I have to like navigate your site to find the page, I won't do it.
Okay.
So you have to do that. Now the next thing is you have to track those pages. So what John was showing, if we go back to that data page,
Yep.
he's tracking this data. And the reason why the tracking the data is so important is because we need to learn weekly what's working. So we're like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. What am I looking at here? And we don't look at the data and we just kind of, forget it. I have a good pulse of my business. We hear business owners tell us that.
Yeah.
I just go from feel, and you're like, well, that's maybe not the move. What you want to do is you want to have a cool visual of a great ad. You want to have thought through it. You want to have a great landing page. Then you want to look at your data each week after setting a weekly budget and go, is this working? And we have found that for his business, this is the most effective ad. Now, John, go ahead and pull up a different one so we can see maybe a little different campaign. So this is what we're doing for a professional hockey team. Go for it.
Okay. So to kind of go off your point on the visual ad, hockey is a very interesting, very visual sport. So what we did is we took some of the images here, I'll get it pulled up here, and made it like, there's a lot of action going on here. So it's very visual. So if you're just scrolling through, that's going to stand out.
So even if I'm not interested in the game of hockey, I see it and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is, and I click it.
Yep. And so for the week, if we take a look at, here. So they spent $108 for the week, and they had 135 people come through.
So 135 people requesting 4 tickets.
Right.
So for 1 week, they were able to push almost 600 tickets for how many dollars?
It was $108.
$108, 600 tickets sold. You know,
Nice.
so neat deal there. And again, it takes you to a landing page, and I want to explain this to you from top down. Again, look, you land on the landing page. It tells you clearly what to do. You can claim your tickets right there. It's got strong visuals left and right. The whole thing looks really professional.
Yeah.
And he has a video on there of a player expressing why he loves the game of hockey. And then he has current promotions. Look at that. You can also scroll down if you want to get the $1 hot dog Wednesdays, $1 beer night Thursdays. He's got a sample action of the game. It's so compelling that when you click it, you're like, well, I know we're in Tulsa, which I know is the tourism capital of the world. Maybe in San Diego this would be less effective, seriously. Because in San Diego you're like, well, should I go to the beach? Should I go to the mountains? How about I just sit outside and just take it in? In Tulsa you're like, well, we don't want to go outside. We don't want to really go to the beach because we don't have one. We don't really want to go to, let's try to find something to eat or find a sporting event. And that's what we do in Tulsa. So in Missouri, I would have no doubt that this kind of ad would be just as effective. But in San Diego, you might have to do something different. You might have to have an ad that's somehow incorporating a different element to get people more interested.
Right.
But do you have any questions about the demographic aspect of it?
No.
What about the visually strong? You feel good about that, making the purple count? Creating a landing page, that all makes sense to you? Okay, tracking the pages. Again, you have to just play with it, but do you feel good about the data? Measuring. The thing about, I'm sorry, I skipped over here. Let me go from 4 to 5, not from 4 to 6, from 4 to 5. On the ad platforms, we want to run ads on Google, Facebook, AdRoll. I want to walk you through this. So if you look at it like a funnel, if I can get my funnel as big as possible, so if my funnel has Google, so anybody who's searching on Google, if they find me, there could be things that are worse. So they find me, that's somebody in my funnel. I'm not saying they're going to convert, but they're in the funnel.
Right.
If I can get somebody on Facebook that finds me, things could be worse. Facebook is so specific. You can get in there and based on all the preferences that we share with Facebook, with our friends and family who are on the platform, that you can target. You can go, I want to target single women who live in this town who are interested in puppies. And you can show them ads. So Facebook is really specific. Google's a little less specific, but you can do that. And then once they get to your site, once they come into your site, you're going to lose some people. This funnel's getting more and more narrow. Once they get to your site, what you want to do is you want to run AdRoll. And AdRoll is a tool that puts a cookie onto the browser of the person, on the browser of the person who's on your site. So what does that mean? If I use Google Chrome and I'm logged into my Gmail, when I go to the site, it'll embed a thing called a cookie. But it's basically a piece of data that you didn't ask for that follows you around now. So now on every other site that you go to, these ads start to show up. You can Google real quick here, Fox News. And if you can Google, go ahead and click on the actual site if you can go there. And unfortunately today we had a terrorist attack in Paris last night, so there's a lot of headlines there that obviously we want to be reverent of, but I want to make sure you get the point and you see this. If you pull up another page, let's do Forbes. And then let's do another one here. Let's pull up an ad here for, or let's do Brainy Quote, that's on our website. And let's do ESPN. And let's do Tulsa World. So in this case, let's go ahead and Google, let's go ahead and do this process so you can see this happen. Oh, we got a little volume action going there.
A little bonus?
Yeah, it cannot be killed. It wants to talk.
Oh, got me. Got me.
Bang. Okay, so go ahead and pull up another tab, one last tab.
Okay.
And let's Google Tulsa Plumbing. This is a client we work with.
Okay.
So these guys are plumbers. And you Google plumbing, you scroll down. And you say, well, Mullen, that's a big company. You probably wouldn't know that, but Mullen's the big guys in town.
Okay.
The small guys in town are Done Right Plumbing right there. There they are, Done Right Plumbing. If you can kind of click on their site. When we click it, immediately, now these guys are spending pennies on the dollar versus the big boys. And they're starting to win. So what happens is now we went to their site from Google, And now it has put a cookie on our browser. So now if we go back to Fox, now you see their ad right there on Fox?
Yeah.
Their ad is pulling up, and it's kind of a controversial ad, kind of a funny ad. The client approved it. It's funny.
Yeah.
Some people are like, well, that's crass, and I don't like it. That's okay. But the point is, it's going to shock some people.
Yeah.
So if you click that ad, I'm almost scared to, but if you click that ad, it will take you now to an actual landing page that was designed that shares with you about the company. It has a testimonial there, it has a call to action, and they are getting a lot of business from that. So again, optimizing in Google, you go to the site, and then ad roll makes it where people go back into your funnel over and over and over and over. And in the book, Retargeting Playbook, they've reported that you have to go to the site, the average consumer has to go to your site 4.7 times before they'll convert. So I Googled, I went to the site, ad roll put a cookie on me, repeat.
Yep.
So now let's go to the other site here. Let's go to the next site. Now, let's go to Forbes. Yeah, you're on Forbes. So Forbes, they have ads that pop up. And a lot of our clients, their ads will pop up on Forbes right across the top. The next one. These are all retargeting ads. Then you see Jeep.
Oh, there's great.
You see it? There you go. And there's an ad for the Dragon, because we were looking at the Dragon headset.
Yep.
That popped up there. Let's do another one. ESPN.
Oh,
Well, you don't like
not that
ESPN.
one.
That's
Yeah,
fine. All right. Tulsa World. This is the local media. If you scroll down, they have a Thanksgiving ad for Hobby Lobby. My wife and I go there a lot, so I'm sure it popped up for us. Go to the top right. The next one. The next tab, please. And again, this is their website, but that ad will follow me around everywhere I go. So that's how that process works. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
And the retargeting is super cheap. So I'm talking like for $25 a week, John, you can get in the game.
Yep.
Pay 25 bucks a week, and then once you start getting enough conversions, then you just crank it up. So figure out how many conversions you can get for $25.
Right.
Determine what your return on investment is. And once you get to a number you're happy with, then just keep scaling it up. And that's how that works. Now, on the Facebook ads, the Facebook ad, now I'm on Facebook. Go back to Facebook. There's an elephant. You see the ad? There's the ad for Elephant in the Room.
Right.
But let's go into your John's news feed and read about his life real quick.
Yeah.
John, go into your news feed just for a second. I just want to get into your personal life just for a second. Just if you scroll down, you can see there's ads that will pop up in here occasionally. There's one, and that's for our photography company. It's an ad that's in his Facebook feed because of the things that he visits typically.
Yeah.
And that's how that process works. Do you have any questions about that, or do you feel good about it?
I'm good about that.
Okay, measuring. All I want to clarify with the measuring is you can't manage it unless you measure it. So don't be the guy who just buys ads and you're like, well, I don't really know. You have to know what you're doing. And then the schedule, you need to block off weekly time. Every week, I recommend that you have 2 sets of eyes on it. So maybe you and your office assistant, or you and your wife, or you and whoever, every week, maybe let's say noon on your slowest day, you log in, you look at the data, and you want to track it on a spreadsheet every week. We'll make a downloadable document for you and all the Thrivers where you can track it week over week, and you can see, okay, this is how much we spent this week, and this is the conversions we got from it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So up next, we're going to be talking about how to convert people into actually paying customers once they do go through the process, or the process as the Canadians call it. Once they go through the process, we're going to talk about how to convert, because once they come in here and they're actually a lead, eventually we have to get paid. And we could have all the leads in the world coming through the site, but if we don't convert them, we won't ever really get paid. So that's what we got to do.
All right, JT, so hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
And would you need profits to get there? I mean, when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap! All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take like, I don't know, 10 minutes or less and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap. Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year?
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you said the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it won't. It's not possible.
If there's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there
Okay.
that would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And, the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits.
Holy crap.
Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. It takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my case, my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Patricia, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
That's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question, what's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod. Do we have it? Brand name of the clock. It's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's buy
the clock
and sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the day.
No, you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. In order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. but that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews, and now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area, and that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously, the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
Oh, sorry. The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk, kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See, it's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you. If we go back 8 years ago, think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
Okay, so Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster. And so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't, without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said, the most effective executives make one decision a year. What you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the Dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there's having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today, and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems, and you're like the computer and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship. Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010. Is that right? 2011, maybe, or maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013.
2012.
Okay, so 2012, and at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business, and you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met. How did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah. Well, we had that speaking thing that.
There it was. So it was Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all, but I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. How to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. Working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are a call to a higher standard of excellence. And then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life, that standard of excellence that you want to implement no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. Whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. He's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. He's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay, I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months, just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say, come coachable. Be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.